Hi there, I'm Eitan, and welcome back to the Wix Wiz. Today is March 25th, and this was the last week on Wix. So first, let's start off with some Wix Studio news. So first of all, the biggest headline here, I think, is that now you can update any Editor X site, or at least convert it into Wix Studio. And previously, this was available only for some free Editor X sites, some select partners, etc., etc. Now it should be open to the general public. The Editor X will also not cease to work, but you won't be able to create any new Editor X sites starting April 2nd. So that's pretty much next week, 2 weeks. And yeah, sometime after that, there will be a forced migration from Editor X to Wix Studio. So buckle your seatbelts and get ready for that. And if you want to get a taste of what that's going to be like, you can go ahead and test out the conversion tool now with your Editor X sites. So that's the big update here from Wix Studio. We also have a few more smaller technical updates. So first off, we have this option here to automatically reorganize the DOM order of sections. To be honest, I'm pretty sure that I've seen this even several weeks ago, months ago, so I'm not sure why this is coming just as an update now. But essentially what it does let you do is that once you're putting out your Wix elements in Wix Studio, so it could be that the way that Wix organizes it in their logic is based on how you put them out and not necessarily based on like your classic HTML logic where things will be from like left to right, top to bottom. And the implications here, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure what they would be. It's likely has to do or possibly has to do with SEO and anything else that would need to engage essentially with the HTML structure of your page. So anything that's maybe taking a look at the data of your site, maybe somebody's data mining your site, I don't know, something like that. This would make it easier for anything that needs to comprehend HTML to understand the true order of your site in terms of how things are laid out. Again, I'm kind of trying to rack my brains and see what the implications would be for, your typical just like DIY user of Wix. So if you know, let me know. I'm very curious to hear what your thoughts are on this point here. So a few more technical points that we have here. So first of all, controlling min and max text in Wix Studio from a global setting. So let me hop into a Wix Studio site just to point out what this means. So until now, if I was to go in here, right over here and add in, let's say, some text, and then I was to go to this text, so over here we have the side panel where we can determine the size of that text essentially. And here we have the ability to set the max min of that text. So you can see here there's no max and there's no min. And until now you would have to go into every single text element and set that by hand. But now we have the ability to do that globally based on the color and typography settings here. So if we go over here to site styles, and then you can see here that, like, for example, for heading, I can go over here to edit typography. And then if we take a look right over here, then you can see I can set essentially the max and the min globally just by clicking here. Let's say pixels 72 pixels, and let's say I want this to be 34. And that way it will set that for my whole site globally, and I won't need to go into every single text and change it. Obviously, if you want to do another text or a specific text element of your site uniquely, then you can probably also do that still through the side panel. Just note that I'm guessing that when you change any of these over here, it will overwrite whatever you currently have on your site. So you're going to want to go ahead and do this first before you start putting any text on your site, and then going ahead and changing, individual text that you want to be a unique size that doesn't comply with the site typography styles. If you do it the other way around, then you might encounter some frustrating situations. So that's one update that we have. Another related note that has to do with element sizing is this ability to resize elements with calculations. So let me hop in back to our project here just to show you how it would look. So here we have the title element that we added in, the text element. And if we go over here back to the side panel, So let's say I want to change the width of this element, and I know I want it to be like 3 times bigger than it is now, but I don't want to go ahead and calculate, okay, what's 232 times 3, because that's math and it's hard. So I would go in here and just do times 3, and then just click enter, and boom, you could see it made the element 3 times wider. It didn't change the actual size of the text specifically for this element, but it did change the size of the element. So you can imagine if that was an image, then it would grow to be 3 times wider, etc. So that's another cool little perk. I guess it could save time for some people who are designing. I can't say I've encountered that situation a lot personally. If you have, you know where to let me know. But yeah, it's a cute little perk, I guess. I don't know if that's what I would have spent my time and money on, but it is what it is. Another tidbit that I have here from a little over a week ago is the fact that partners can earn revenue share for Hopp by Wix. And I'm sharing this not because of revenue share. I don't think that that interests most of the people probably who are watching this video because I'm guessing you might not be a partner. But what is interesting is the fact that this Hopp thing exists. I'm not so sure how many of you are familiar with this service by Wix. I have come across it in the past. I think it was maybe 3, 4 months ago, or maybe even half a year ago. They had a little issue, I think, with the linking service. But I guess they solved it now if they're trying to push it harder with marketing. And I haven't tried it out to be honest, but from what I can tell from kind of like the marketing and the homepage, is that it's kind of like Wix's take on Linktree, if you're familiar with that service. It's just a way for you to share kind of a flexible link in the bio of your social media in order to draw people to your various products and services. And the idea behind it is that, you don't want to share a link to 1,000 different things. So, like, you don't want to put a link in your, or sometimes you even can't. You put a link to also each of your individual social medias and your website and your, I don't know, your email or whatnot. So you have this one link that leads to like a central area where you aggregate all of your different links. And one cool thing that I see here, again, I haven't actually tried it out, but it does seem to incorporate some kind of search functionality, which might be linked to your Wix website. So that's kind of the connecting point here and how it connects. So if you've tried out Hopp, let me know. If you're interested in learning more about Hopp, let me know, and we can explore that together. Okay, one more cool thing. Again, this is not necessarily just from last week, but I did see that this community, or at least the community based in New York, did hold an event maybe 2 weeks ago in person, which is really cool because I think, I don't know, if you're anything like me, then you kind of long for that in-person interaction with the community, being either at home or in some cafe all day, kind of working by yourself at a laptop. So this, I mean, I came to it through the New York event, but then I kind of traveled around Meetup. Meetup, by the way, is an awesome platform for those of you who don't know to find different kind of in-person and online events for free, paid. It's pretty cool. I'd recommend checking it out, but don't bother downloading the app because it just really so if you're looking for stuff, I'd recommend looking at the Meetup website. And yeah, so Wix Studio community, it seems like they have um, 19 groups in 8 countries, so that's pretty cool. I see a lot going on here kind of in the US. I see a significant bunch here in Europe. I see one in Australia. I see one in Brazil. So one over here. What is this one over here? Is that in Turkey? Oh, that's in Israel. Okay, cool. Tel Aviv. Yeah, so definitely is indicative of, I'm guessing, where the Wix audience is, so where people who own Wix websites are located. I'm guessing it's somewhere in relation to those different communities, but also, yeah, so if you're interested in connecting with a local Wix community, then you have the potential of doing that if you're based in one of those areas. Um, so I'll definitely be taking a look at this. I mean, currently I'm in Japan and they don't have one, but I will be heading back to New York, hopefully in the near future. And yeah, I'd love to meet up with other Wix users and Wix developers in that area. So that would be really cool. Okay, so finally we get to the different dev updates, and I'm here in the Velo release notes. Not much has happened in the past week. We do have this update here about Wix window frontend, that they've added a new mode to view mode, so you can also tell if you're in the editor. And if we pop over here into the docs, then we can see that if you tap into Wix window frontend.view mode, then you can know if you are currently in preview mode. So like if you're in the editor and you clicked preview, and if you're in site, or if now this new one that they've just added in, if you're in the editor. And this is particularly relevant, and they mentioned this in the update as well, if you are building in Wix blocks. I've personally used this in Wix blocks as well, so I think that the updates might come out a little bit after they actually implement the changes. So like something might be available if you are coding and you find it, but the update in the release notes might come a few weeks after that. But basically, this is useful if you're building a widget inside of Wix blocks and you need to create some kind of custom behavior for how it works in the editor. And the code that you write in your Wix block actually runs in the editor. So when you load up the editor and your block is there, that code is actually running. And I was also pretty surprised by that, but it's something kind of unique in terms of blocks, because regular page code doesn't just run when you're in the editor. It's something unique to blocks. So that's interesting, and it kind of links in with this update as well, these new app templates. You can find it by going to the dev.wix.com, so like the dev website of Wix, and go to apps templates. And when I say dev here, I don't mean necessarily Velo dev, but app devs. And this is something that I've noticed Wix putting a lot of emphasis on lately. Also in the whole release of blocks, but also all these new JavaScript SDK, CLI, they're really opening a lot of things up to people who are developing apps for Wix. And here we have a few different kind of app templates using both Wix blocks, which would probably be the easiest entry point for somebody who doesn't have much experience beyond Wix. We also have kind of the Wix CLI and self-hosted, which is more kind of the traditional way that you would build apps for the app market, maybe let's say a year or two ago. So I'm really curious to try some of these out. Haven't done much exploration of the Wix CLI yet. So I'm interested to see what that's like. If you're interested in seeing more about how to create apps for the Wix app market, then please let me know in the comments below. I'm kind of thinking of creating a series about that, but I'm not sure, how big the audience is. So do let me know if you have any comments about that, or you'd want to see a tutorial series like that. And that's pretty much what we got here for updates in the past week and plus a bit in Wix. If you like this kind of update video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so I know that this is something I should continue making, and this won't be the last week on Wix. And yeah, if you want to see more updates like this, different tutorials about Wix, Velo, and web development, then please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.